said it. You can't take back words that you said.
Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian have reportedly hit a rough patch in their marriage for a pretty bizarre reason. And to make matters worse, he's been acting more self-absorbed than ever lately and hasn't even been trying to see things from her point of view. But what exactly caused the couple to be on such completely different pages? The truth about what's really going on between Travis and Kourtney and the disturbing way he's been treating her as a result is absolutely insane. So let's get into it. According to what a source recently told In Touch Weekly, Travis and Kourtney have not been seeing eye to eye when it comes to working through their latest conflict. The insider explained that over the last several months, a particular aspect of their marriage has changed, and it's truly outrageous. Allegedly, there hasn't been as much PDA or intimacy between the couple as there used to be, which has been very difficult for Travis. The source claimed that even though he's always been really needy and insecure with Kourtney, that was never a major cause of concern for them in the past. The insider revealed that Travis used to get the reassurance he needed from Kourtney by having marathon sessions of romantic adult time together, if you know what I mean. But there hasn't been as much physical intimacy between the couple lately as there previously was, and the reason why is honestly so understandable. The source said that ever since the couple welcomed their son, Rocky, last November, Kourtney reportedly hasn't been able to keep up with Travis's energy in the bedroom. They used to have more alone time together since Travis's kids are young adults with busy lives, and Kourtney's children would go and stay at Scott's house during his parenting time. However, now that Kourtney is a new mom again, the majority of her time is spent taking care of Rocky. But even when she gets a break or manages to find an opportunity to be alone with Travis, she's completely exhausted and usually just wants to rest. The insider mentioned that Kourtney is still just as into Travis and is just as attracted to him as she used to be. But even though the love she has for him hasn't changed, she hasn't really been in the mood for anything other than cuddling. Allegedly, Travis doesn't really understand why Kourtney's feelings have shifted when it comes to intimacy and PDA. The source claimed that he had been trying not to pressure her too much at first, but lately he's been acting unbelievably selfish. Travis has supposedly been getting increasingly upset that Kourtney has less time for him, which has created even more tension between them. That obviously hasn't helped their lack of physical romance, but how Travis has been handling the situation is seriously troubling. Instead of helping Kourtney more with Rocky so that she might be less burnt out and tired all the time, Travis has apparently just continued to feel sorry for himself. Not only that, but he reportedly hasn't tried to figure out any kind of compromise or middle ground either. Most people have enough respect for their spouse to try to find a solution that makes both of them happy. That isn't the case for Travis, though, who seemingly only cares about getting his way. It doesn't sound like he's sympathetic toward Kourtney at all, and he's just extremely frustrated with her for not devoting hours at a time to being intimate with him. But Kourtney's stance on having hours-long sessions of physical romance with Travis hasn't only changed because she's exhausted and busy with taking care of Rocky. It turns out that there's another alleged reason why she hasn't been as interested in intimacy lately, and it's absolutely unreal. A source claiming to have inside knowledge recently told Life and Style that Travis and Scott still hate each other with a passion. The insider added that the tension between Kourtney's baby daddies has allegedly created a major issue in her marriage. The source explained that anytime Scott is at the house, even if it's just to drop off the kids, Travis immediately gets super uncomfortable and upset. But instead of trying to get over his feelings for the sake of his wife's co-parenting relationship, he usually ends up taking off and disappearing for a while. It's insanely immature of Travis to completely ditch Kourtney and Rocky on a regular basis just because he refuses to be at the house when Scott stops by. It's no wonder that Kourtney allegedly hasn't really been in the mood to be intimate with Travis, especially since his absence most certainly means that she has to take on all of the household chores and parenting duties. But according to what a source revealed in a separate report from Life and Style, Kourtney's mood has also been affected by Mason's decision to live with Scott. She allegedly tries to act like she isn't still bothered by her son's choice, even though she's heartbroken over it. The insider said that Kourtney is trying her hardest to accept the fact that Mason would rather be with his dad. That hasn't been easy for her to deal with, though, partly because of what else has been changing her blended family dynamics. The source also claimed that the ongoing issue between Travis and Scott have reportedly been negatively impacting all of the Disick kids, not just Mason. They clearly love their father a lot, so it's not a shock that they have more loyalty to him than their stepdad. On top of that, they allegedly have way more fun at Scott's house because of how much more easygoing he is than Kourtney. The insider explained that Scott always tries to be the cool dad, and he pretty much lets the kids do whatever they want when they're with him. He reportedly doesn't have any rules about what they're allowed to watch on TV, the amount of junk food and sugar they can eat, or what time they have to go to bed. The source added that Scott buys his children basically anything they want, and they have much more freedom at his house. It makes sense why they love spending time with him, and why Kourtney has been seriously struggling to process her painful emotions. It's easy to understand why Kourtney's main focus hasn't been on Travis lately, but his reaction to the lack of intimacy intimacy in their marriage is honestly concerning, especially since she's clearly overwhelmed. Not to mention his selfish expectations of how she should give him reassurance raises a major red flag. It's no secret that Travis and his ex-wife, Shanna Moakler, had a very unhealthy marriage, to say the least. But when she appeared on an episode of Bunny XO's Dumb Blonde podcast in January, she revealed that his history of cheating on her was way more extreme than many people realized. Shanna said that it was obviously hurtful that Travis had been unfaithful to her multiple times and with so many different women. But she also explained that his manipulation tactics and infidelity were all a part of his extremely toxic relationship pattern. And what makes her accusations even more believable is the fact that he had previously admitted to almost all of the claims she made on the podcast. In an October 2015 interview with Vice, Travis discussed his memoir, Can I Say?, which had been released about a week earlier. And when he was asked whether or not he still struggled with his compulsive urges to be physically intimate with women like he had written about, he made an unbelievable confession. Travis explained that even though some things in his life had changed, he had always been and would always be girl crazy. But that wasn't the only concerning revelation that he made during the interview. Travis also said that being in an actual committed relationship had been very rare for him throughout his life. He mentioned that he was always telling women that he would be such a horrible boyfriend and admitted that it was completely true. Unfortunately, Travis's recent behavior seems to prove that he hasn't changed at all. It wouldn't be surprising if he actually falls back into his old ways and ends up cheating on Kourtney, since that's exactly what he's done to his other ex-wives. Hopefully, for Kourtney's sake, that doesn't happen. But how Travis has allegedly been acting lately definitely doesn't seem promising. Anyway, now that we've gotten into the ridiculous reason behind the couple's recent marital troubles, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Travis's frustration with Kourtney having less time to devote to being intimate with him because she's been busy taking care of their son? Do you think that he's going to end up falling back into his toxic relationship pattern and cheat on her? Or do you think he's actually going to stay faithful and try to work things out with her? Let me know in the comments below.